Hello, my name is Christopher Gliona, and today with my group mates Christina, Alex, and Keisha and Avni, we will be going over the international business ethics and marketing of Nike as of 2021. So the first topic we're going to talk about is outsourcing. So I don't know if any of you know this, but all of Nike's footwear is outsourced and not manufactured in the USA, which means that they have other countries manufacturing their goods, and none of the shoes that are have Nike on them are produced in the U.S., which is pretty amazing to think about. The countries these materials are formed from and being manufactured are in third world countries such as Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, countries like that, where you had to pay the people who manufacture these goods next to nothing, and these companies are able to mark up the prices so that they can sell these shoes for 120 bucks, and they're paying workers about $20 to $30 a month in wages. Nike is so expansive that it has over 500,000 people working in it outside of the US, which is quite amazing to think about. When you think about Nike, you think of an American product, but really the only thing that's American about it is that it's in its name, and everything else, like most of its products, are not made in the U.S. and are made outside of the U.S. So it's pretty crazy to think about that. The next thing we're going to talk about is Nike's contingency plan. So the past 2 years have been kind of crazy with this pandemic. No one saw it coming, and it's hard to plan for something when it's nothing like this has happened for about 100 years. There hasn't been a major pandemic, so it's very hard for companies to plan and put aside things. But Nike's done their best. The head of Nike came up with a plan, a 4-part plan, and the first step of this plan is containment. So basically, containment is trying to bring down the spread of COVID, make sure that none of the employees, of course, have it, and make sure that across distribution and transportation of the goods, that there's no source of COVID and everything's cleaned down and everything. So that's the first step, of course, to make things more under control. Secondly, is the recovery, because of course Nike is always looking to expand, so they have to be able to recover from this. So this is trying to make up for their losses and try to find a way to bounce back from this by putting in certain parameters. So, and then the third step is normalization. So basically what these companies do, or what Nike did, is build parameters that are COVID friendly. So say, for example, wear a mask all times when you're producing products and everything. Make sure all equipment's wiped down. So basically you could run like a normal business in this pandemic. And then fourthly is return to growth. Basically this means is that they want to get past the COVID and still be able to expand, because of course in a time like this it's very hard, but Nike is always looking to improve their market share and be as big as a company as possible and gain dominance over athletic footwear, which they currently are, and I believe they have 43% market share of footwear products. So they're doing quite well, and are one of the companies that actually can benefit as they're a big company and they don't need to shut down. And finally, the thing I'm going to talk about is ethics. So Nike isn't really known for being an ethical company, and in the past they've had many controversies. For about like 20 years, from the 1970s to early 90s, they were exposed for having sweatshop factories and using child labor. This was found out by an activist, and they wrote an article about it, and this put pressure on them to put more regulations on their work, and ban child labor. But still, they still have problems with this, as they pay the workers there as little as possible, and not even enough for people to like barely survive. So they still have problems with that. They do have charities that they donate to and movements that they donate to, but this is kind of more like a cover up, because they don't want to be exposed as a greedy company that is only looking for money. So they do some things, and also they're part of this coalition apparel. So basically, it's it's a an organization that tries to make sure that the labor conditions are legal and that these people aren't put in unsafe conditions. But it's hard to monitor this as all this is being done in other countries and not in the US. So it's a really slippery slope. So thank you so much for listening. I'm now going to pass it on to the next person in my group.
Nike is an ever-changing industry. Nike, as well as its competitors, needs to keep up to date with consumer taste. In recent times, both Nike and Adidas have teamed up with high-end fashion brands such as Off-White, Dior, and Travis Scott to build up their brand in those markets. Nike should keep teaming up with these very good quality brands, as it tends to be a productive method of promoting the Nike brand. The Nike brand is a very useful strategy that Nike have. It is powerful, and as it is one of the world's famous valuable brands, that means it is known throughout the world. The brand is associated with high quality products that are durable and is built with the end user in mind. Nike has used emotional branding in order to persuade customers and create some sort of emotional attachment between the consumer and Nike. A Nike story has a hero pitted against a struggle, and the hero comes out on the top by using Nike's products. A consumer behavior theory which outlines this is called the theory of reasoned action, TRA, in other words. A consumer's attitude is a key here, and especially of the brand. Nike uses TRA to persuade the consumer to have positive thoughts of Nike, in which there will be a positive effect on their life once they buy a product that is from Nike. Nike make the most of their brand power and use it as an emotional tool to engage with consumers. It is a viral strategy that has been used in many Nike case studies. For example, I have thunder things, just do it, and most recently, you can be stopped.
Hi, so my name is Akansha Khanna, and in this slide, I am going to tell you about the 4 types of marketing opportunities, which are like Nike is just not selling their product, they are selling a goal for the people. And second, they make shoes like watercolors, they make shoes like with different variety of colors. You can need any shoes you want, you can make any color you want. They also make the customized shoes for you guys. And third one, they always launch with unique and innovative ideas for us, so that more customers will attract towards their product, like their Jordan Jordan Air 1, Jordan Air 3, 4. They are so fabulous, and they do really fun promotions so that more people would like to buy their shoes. So yeah, Nike is a very good brand for the shoe collection. In this slide, I'm going to talk about the 6 C's of marketing, which are economic environment, social factor, technological factor, political factor, geographical factor, and competitive factor. And Nike is a brand which depends on all 6 E's of marketing. From by 6 E's of marketing, it is successful in the field of shoes industry, and they are very important for that.
The screenshots you're currently seeing are the tariff and subsidies information about Nike, but what I'd like to draw your attention to particularly is the amount that Nike has received in subsidies, which is over $2 billion, some of which is still unknown due to government documents being classified. But the really interesting part is what the tariffs mean for Nike, since Chinese goods had tariffs put on them due to the nature of the Chinese Communist Party's relationship with the United States at the time, and they sent a letter to the president expressing their outrage over these tariffs, despite the amount of money they've received in the past from the government. And it just kind of goes to particularly show that no matter how much they have, it won't be enough because $2 billion is only 6% of their total net worth. It's very interesting how they so blatantly show their greed.
So today I'm going to discuss about politics with Nike, as it is an organization that has problem with money ethics and political campaigns. And in 2019, the most generous Nike executive received a whopping of a very good amount, and during the same period, 5 executives received more than £1 million, which is a very high amount ethically. The company has also offices in local mental hospitals in various places. So talking about the counter trade, the first thing which I would like to discuss is the battle between these two global forces could affect the value of manufacturing network and retail opportunities in China. Faced with the danger of this nationalism, Nike has gone public with networks and retail opportunities. So the demonstration on all coast and ramped up robotic production, Nike hired lobbying Fire Alpine Group in 2013 to influence its substitution strategies. While the campaign enjoyed early success under the Obama administration, it influenced the energy between all the people.